The things we know, but no one mentions. It's 21 questions with existential tension, unusual amazement, fantastical lessons. 21 questions with you.
I am ready.
So welcome to 21 Questions With. Today we have Mckee from Delta Rae with us. If you're ready to go, we'll get started.
I've never been more ready to answer 21 questions. If it was 20
right.
or 22, I wouldn't be interested, but 21 feels just right. Let's do it.
We'll keep it at 21 then.
All right.
All right, so we'll start with number 1. Would you rather live at the beach or the mountains?
Oh gosh, come on.
Gotta start simple.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go beach.
Okay.
I'm going beach.
What is the strangest nickname that you've ever had?
Nanny Mckee.
Okay. If you had a time machine, would you rather go into the past or the future?
That's a great question. I would go to the past.
Okay.
Yep, and witness some amazing things. That's what I would do. I mean, the future will always be there, hopefully. But
right.
Yeah, I go to the past.
Okay.
I like history.
If you had 20 seconds to talk to your 15-year-old self, what would you tell him?
I would say to think. I would say lots of things. I would say like shave your head early. I would say that, and I would also say you're going to experience some cool things and relish all of those moments. And the things that you think are like stepping stones are bigger than that. Like, so when you're doing something, just soak that in, and it can all go away instantly. And so just enjoy I mean, it's very cliche, but like you're going to do some cool stuff and meet some great people, soak it in, take all the pictures. And that's what I would say.
Okay. If you were a brand, what would your motto or your slogan be?
I am a brand. I would say Baldwin Percussion is for you. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting one for you. If you could start a secret society, what would it be?
I don't like secrets. I like when lots of people are involved. So if I could start a secret society, it would be something along the lines of a secret society. What do secret societies do? They
could be
do?
almost
What do secret
anything.
societies do?
It's something that they all get together.
They're fraternal, and they sometimes do good things. So I would probably do something like a secret society that secretly does like soup kitchens, or like goes to homeless shelters, and is just very covert, but just helps the community. That's what I would, one of those kind of things. So like secret community helpers.
Like doing good, but just nobody knows that it's that group of people.
The right hand won't know what the left hand is doing.
Okay. I like that one.
Thank you.
If you could genetically change humans, what would you do to us?
Genetically change humans. So genes is our attitude, and are those things in the genes? I don't think they are. So like, would that be a physical thing?
Yeah, I think more physical.
Genetic? Okay, because if it's like make people nicer, that's not genetic. So if I could, if I could alter the genes,
almost like an evolving something to us.
I think that it may be just like a genetic mutation that eliminated cancer would be probably the most helpful thing.
That would definitely be helpful.
Yeah.
What comes to mind when you hear the word life?
Life?
Life.
Time.
Okay. How do you know that this life is not a dream?
You don't. I don't know that. There's no way to prove or disprove that. It, by its very nature, is unknowable. So, and it could be, and that could be awesome if it is. That could be really, really cool.
I feel like there's some days where you feel like it could be, and some days you're like, there's no way.
I completely agree. Yeah. I think it's Elon Musk said something like there's a decent percentage chance that we're living in a simulation right now.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
What is more real, how you perceive yourself or how others perceive you?
What's more real?
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good question. Because you're going to have to go into what reality is. Perception is feeling. You could say that because there's one against many with a perception. So like if I think that I'm a jerk, but then 100 people don't, then it could be 100 against one as far as the opinion's concerned. But it does more real. That's a great question. I'm gonna say they're on equal footing.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 50-50.
Can art be defined?
I think the only way to define it would be if it does something to your senses.
Okay.
Good or bad or something, if it moves you in a way. Because like right now, I'm looking at this pen. It's not art because it doesn't do anything to me. But if somebody were to manipulate this pen and make it emotionally resonate with me in some way, then I would call that art. It might not be good art, high art or low art would be the term for that. But like, I think it has to trigger an emotional reaction in a person.
Never heard that definition. I like that one.
Can I ask you any of these questions?
Sure.
What do you think of that one?
I think art is almost as cliche as it is in the eye of the beholder.
Okay.
It's like something that I might consider art, somebody else might not.
Mm-hmm.
So like your pen, the pen itself might not be art, but for the person who designed it, that could be art to that person.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And there's also, I mean, it can be artistic with the way that the screws are, displayed. It could be all haphazard, but it's not. There is organization to it. There is a pattern, and it does line up. So thought was put into it.
Yeah.
And eyes were put onto it to perhaps that parlays into the answer of like intentionality. If somebody intended to do it. Then you have your Jackson Pollocks who will splatter paint on a canvas, and that is art, but it was unintentional. But it took a person to do it. It took that first mover to do it. So
right.
Good question. Good question.
Yeah. Where do you find meaning in life?
Right now.
Yeah. So this could be a twofold question. You have meaning right now.
Okay, but I can answer that. Where do I find meaning is bringing joy to others, and that's the answer for me.
Okay.
Making other people happy.
Do you think parallel worlds exist?
Do I think they exist? No, but they definitely could. And the nature of infinity makes it so you cannot say no to that.
Okay.
The whole like infinite number of monkeys in a room typing on typewriter, yada yada. Like the nature of that question, you cannot say no to it. You know what I'm talking? You know the theory I'm talking about? Yeah. So there's no way you can say no when you're dealing with something as unknowable as infinity. But do I think they exist? They're probably not.
Okay.
But they could.
You are a new addition to the crayon box. What color would you be?
Peach.
Okay.
I mean, look at this. I look like a crayon. I look like a crayon.
Would you rather have invisibility powers or flying powers?
Oh, flying for sure. Because what good could invisibility do?
Invisibility would be cool in your secret society.
Yeah, but we're going to be pretty sneaky anyway. And I can fly from place to place, you know.
True.
And also, how fast are we flying here? Because if it's like if it's flying slower than a walk, then it's kind of
pointless.
I think we are always assuming that you're like Superman and going really fast, and nobody talks about like just the hover, which is flying.
Yeah, technically.
Invisibility, I don't see any benefit in that at all.
Okay.
Unless you're up to no good. So that means you probably would pick invisibility because you're always up to no good.
It's fun.
Okay.
Do you think there's order to the universe, or is it completely random?
Usually, I think that there is order, and I think that right now, you know, over the course of mankind, we've used divinity to explain things we don't know, and then we learn about them and go, oh, that's the moon cycle, or that's what planets are, that's what gravity is. And right now the last holdout is dark matter, and dark matter is what's keeping those galaxies from colliding into each other, and that's kind of unknown. So for me right now, until we define, like, to me that's kind of like order. Why is it there? We don't know. And until we come up with an understanding of what dark matter is and why it's there and all that kind of stuff, and then until then, I'm going to say that there's order.
Okay.
But I have no way to prove that. There is, again, by very definition, definition's unprovable.
Yeah.
So today, I'm going to say order, and this is an in particularly disorderly time, but things are still, I mean, the food supply is still here, like plumbing still works, like power still works, even though the world's upside down right now. So, yeah, kind of a funky time to ask that particular question.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think there's definitely order. I think there's chaos as well. There's like an overall general order to the world. But within that, there are little things that aren't completely in order.
Okay, so yes, but no.
Yeah. I think overall, yes, there's an order. Things happen for reasons. There's a way of the world.
Is it physics or is it God? Because if you're saying that there is order and it's gravity, okay. But then if you're throwing in the divine thing, it's a different type of order.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's one to think on.
Sure. That's why I made the list, the 21 questions.
Yeah.
What question are we on? We got to be like 10, 12?
We are actually on 18.
Goodness, can we make it 25 questions?
Sure, why not?
Great.
So number 18 is actually number... Nope, 17.
I don't want to jam up your math.
We're on number 17.
Oh, okay.
Just
all right.
ahead of myself.
Great.
If you had the choice to live with no more challenges or obstacles, would you?
No. Absolutely not. My favorite quote, and anybody that's talked to me knows this quote: "The enemy of art is the absence of limitations." And so when you're trying to create something, if there are no limitations, no hurdles, you're going to create bad art. And I think that's the same way in life. You know, you've met people, I'm sure, that have had no hurdles, no obstacles, and they're kind of jerks oftentimes. Because they haven't had to be humbled. They haven't had to, or like in music, I've met folks that are just absurdly naturally talented, and they don't cross the finish line with their careers because they get bored, they get complacent, they don't know how to practice, they actually plateau. because they don't work harder. Michael Jordan got cut from his basketball team in high school, and he had to work hard. He had to outwork everybody. But if he didn't have that obstacle, he would have been just a good basketball player. So that's an easy one for me.
Do you think you've ever seen the same wild animal more than once?
It's a dumb question. Because that's such a doesn't matter. I don't a wild animal more than once.
Like, do you think that same deer has cut across the backyard more than once?
Yeah, I think animals have they have routines, and they find that I have a delicious trash can, and I've seen a raccoon more than once. Then yeah, there's a good chance. I think I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna prove it somehow.
Like tag them or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do we drive on the parkway but park on the driveway?
Because David S. Parkway developed the very first road that behaves as a parkway, and he just bought the trademark for that name, and that's why we call it the parkway. Yeah, I get that question a lot.
What would you do if you found a penguin in your freezer?
I'd probably scream. Well, also, I mean, I would also say there's a baby penguin in the freezer, because penguins are large.
That is true.
And I don't have a very big freezer, so I'd say there's a baby penguin in the freezer, and I would say let's pluck it and see what penguin tastes like.
All right. Well, this is the last of
and then I would make friends with the penguin, and then it would become my companion, and I every day.
Just take the penguin everywhere with you.
Yeah, it'd be part of my story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hold hands, dress up for parties.
I'm just picturing Mary Poppins walking around with the penguin.
Me too. Oh yeah, we're both there.
Well, last one of our actual 21 questions. What do you think dogs dream about?
I think dogs dream about they don't have the best memories, so I think they dream about the things they did that day. So oftentimes my dog will be whimpering and pawing a little bit in her sleep, but if we went to the dog park that day, she'll do that. So I think that they're dreaming about the adventures of the day.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think they dream about?
Actually is. Now I'm gonna go look that up.
Yeah, do that.
I'm gonna see what it is.
Mm-hmm. All right, now we're at the bonus questions, right?
Yeah. So now we have some bonus questions. We can.
Great.
I'm just gonna randomly pick a number.
Good.
Well, pick a number between 1 and 93.
87.
If you had to choose a song to be played every time you walked into the room, what song would you pick?
Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Or actually, you know what? I'm taking that back. It's gonna be Pick Up the Pieces by Average White Band. Pick Up the Pieces by Average White Band. Mm-hmm. Okay. You can't. Yeah, that's a feel good. That's the feel good song of the summer right there. It's gonna be
all right.
Yeah. What about you? What's your walk-in song?
Right now, my big song is actually Rock Show from Hailstorm.
Okay, excellent.
That's my go-to song right now.
Okay, got it. I'm not cool enough for Back in Black or something like that, which is the tough. Yeah, I'm no, this guy needs a little bit of a goofy instrumental swagger song. So
yeah, I can see that though.
Yeah.
Do you think you could stand backwards on a staircase?
I'm sorry?
Can you stand backwards on a staircase?
What do you mean? How do you stand backwards on a staircase?
If you're standing on the stairs facing either direction, can you be backwards?
Oh, this is not a physical thing. This is I really don't follow. Staircase? And then, so stairs are going down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
So
then
if you're
if they're
facing
going,
either direction or one direction, can you possibly be standing backwards on a staircase?
Yeah. Yeah, if you're facing that way, the direction of the staircase is where the stairs lead.
Okay.
But if you're at the bottom,
But if
bottom,
you're facing towards the bottom of the staircase, technically you're not backwards because you're going down. But if you're
because it
facing
goes
up,
in both directions.
yeah.
I've never thought of that. I don't like that question very much, and I'm a little upset that you asked me that. A little upset that that's in the bonus round.
It
Which
makes you think a little bit.
it doesn't. What number was that?
I don't know. I stopped looking at the numbers of the actual questions.
Okay. All right.
Read these enough times that I remember a lot of them.
Oh, I see. Okay. We have 3 more in the bonus.
Okay. Pick a number, 1 through 93.
It sucks because 94 is the best year for music, and we can't go that high. So 93 was pretty good. So let's do 93.
All right. Well, 93 we already did. Okay. 1 through
91.
92.
91.
91.
91.
91. If you can speak to one species of animal, which species would you choose?
Species would be any eagle. I would love to talk to an eagle. They see a lot. They see a lot of shit.
It's interesting to get their perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Pick another number. We got 2 more in our bonus round.
Number one.
Number 1. If you could be a fictional character, who would it be?
That's a great question. A fictional character. Oh my gosh. You know, I'm not like a superhero guy, but like Superman kind of checks a lot of the boxes that we've talked about today. Fly.
Yeah.
Helps out a lot of people. Great head of hair. Very muscular. So I'm going to go with Superman.
Okay.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
All right. You got 1 more in our bonus round.
Okay, you pick one at random. This is all you.
Oh, of course, the one I clicked, I already did. If you were an alien and came to Earth, what do you think would be the first thing that would surprise you?
The first thing that would surprise me would be that we are divided over petty things. Like you look different and you hate them because of that for millennia. And then I would also say, at least in the American, if I go to America, I'd say like, no, let me get this right. There are states that people gamble their money to fund the public education system. That one doesn't make a lot of sense. People are gambling to fund the public education system.
Yeah.
Yeah, as an alien, I'd be like, that's a real noodle scratcher there.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
It's definitely a confusing one.
Yeah. We did it.
We did. We even got through bonus rounds.
Fantastic. Did I win the prize?
Sure. What prize would you like?
I'm gonna, help myself to another LaCroix later tonight. That's what I'm gonna do.
There you go. It sounds like a perfect way to end an evening.
Sunday fun day.
There you go. All right. Well, that is our show for this evening. If you wanted to leave any words for anybody, Mike?
Well, my band is not touring right now because it's 2020 and, can't tour right now. But in the meantime, what we've done is create a fun little interactive thing called Behind the Door, and you get a key and you can watch all of our little episodes that we make. All the band members are making episodes. They're really fun. Some are informative, some are just silly, and you get access to unreleased songs and live concerts. And we have another live concert coming up in December. And the only way you can watch that show, it's only $10, is to get a key behind the door, and then you have access for the entire month, and you can cancel anytime. So it's like Netflix of Delta Rae. If you like the band, it would mean a lot if you bought a ticket or bought a key, because this is what's keeping us afloat. It's been pretty remarkable, the generosity and outpouring of support for this crazy adventure of ours. And we're able to not all go on unemployment because of the behind the door adventure. So that's what I would like to tell everybody.
I can vouch for the behind the door is pretty cool.
Thank you very much. That means a lot.
It's definitely awesome every week to see what new stuff's coming out.
New stuff, and we're trying to make it always get better, because we're not a media company, but we're becoming one. So we're all learning how to make things better and better and better. So.
Yep, I think we're all waiting on the game to come.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
The things we know, but no one mentions. It's 21 questions with existential